Hello, ladies. Welcome to the Feminine Mystery. My name is Azalea Dawn, and on this channel, I talk about elegance, femininity, and leveling up to attract the right hypergamous relationship for you. So, if that sounds right for you, please check out the rest of the videos on my channel and feel free to subscribe to join me here. And without further ado, let's get started. Today, we're talking all about the 5 pairs of shoes that you need to level up. And to get started talking about why it is that shoes are so important, there's this saying that, God can judge the inside of us, but people judge the outside because that's all that we can go on. So at the end of the day, it's very important that when you're going out and about that you're looking your best, and that when you are interested in elegance and femininity that you look your best across multiple occasions. So you don't want to be somebody who's very basic wearing, like these flat sneakers from Walmart or something just because you're somewhere that isn't like a date or red carpet. You want to make sure that in every area of your life that you are looking your best. And that's really what's going to start to communicate elegance, especially as people start to see you in multiple facets of your life and across multiple occasions. So let's get started talking about shoes for the airport. Now, ladies, I understand that this might seem a little frivolous, right? The idea of having shoes that you just wear to the airport. But think back to the day, right? Traveling used to be actually quite a glamorous occasion. It used to be something that only a few people could really afford to do. Therefore, people really dressed up for that occasion. Nowadays, it's changed a little bit. Flights are definitely more accessible, but it's still very much the case that travel is a quite expensive thing that's reserved for, a few people who can really afford that luxury. So as you're starting to travel more, you want to make sure that you're going to airports really dressed to represent yourself well. For example, when Anna Wintour travels, here's a picture of her where you can see I've labeled what it is that I suspect that she's wearing here. But, while she's not necessarily dressed to the nines, she's dressed to impress. In the same way, here's a picture of Angelina Jolie, who's traveling as well. And you can see that she has on something that's very representable. She looks good even though she's traveling. So you want to consider really investing in a pair of good shoes for you to wear to the airport. I would recommend something like these Gucci Princetown loafers, where you're able to slip them off at the airport quite quickly if you need to, but they're also comfortable enough for walking. And I would really suggest that you consider something that's very openly branded in this occasion, because you're in an airport. It's a very safe place and people are looking at you mainly through quick glances. So it's okay to have a bit more branding going on, whether it's, Gucci or Hermes or something more ostentatious of that nature. I would also recommend something really comfortable like espadrilles. If you're not in the market for the Christian Dior espadrilles, then the Saint Laurent espadrilles in lambskin are, just delectable and delightfully comfortable and more subtle in their branded nature. But they still communicate whenever someone looks at you that you're someone who's really invested in their wardrobe, who's really invested in their appearance. So that's what you want to keep in mind when you are going to the airport, to keep something on your feet that makes you look neat, clean, representable, but also something that's communicating luxury. Next up on this list, ladies, we have shoes for luxury resorts. Now, I understand that this might seem like quite a frivolous category, especially if you're someone who is very early in the process of your level up and you're not going to these luxury resorts. That said, you need to understand that when you're working towards something in your level up, you will eventually get there. So you want to start thinking about this sooner rather than later, so that when you get to this occasion, when a guy is taking you on the trip for the first time, you're not surprised by the fact that you need something like this. You're not, caught off guard. Ultimately, resort is one of the most popular collection for a lot of these big designer brands as well, because people love to travel. So let's take a look at some shoes that I would definitely recommend here, starting with the Hermes Oran sandal. Now, this is incredibly popular. Everybody has this. Everybody and their dog, everybody and their horse has a pair of these sandals, and you'll definitely start to see a lot of these at luxury resorts. They come in a variety of colors, which is great for those of you who have more of like a bright, colorful aesthetic. And they definitely communicate that you're somebody who is not just an Hermes lover, but a luxury traveler. If you're not, looking for something that's, so generic, you might consider something more unique, like the Valentino slides. But again, like when we're talking about shoes that you want to wear to a resort setting like this, definitely think designer slides. Think designer slides that are, flat, easy for you to walk in, but that definitely have that branded nature to them so that, when you're walking around your luxury hotel, luxury resort, and people who are interested in other people are checking you out, they're seeing what you have on and they're trying to learn about you. You want to consider that non-verbal communication piece of having designer shoes on your feet so that people can see what you're about and they can decide that they want to come up and get to know you when you're at these luxury resorts. Now, moving on to one of the most important categories here, shoes for your everyday life. Now, there's going to be a lot of different shoes in this category because at the end of the day, people have different vibes, people have different sort of, like everyday ways that they like to get dressed up, and ultimately, people have more than one pair of shoes that they like to wear on a day-to-day basis. But I'm just going to throw out some suggestions here that regardless of your vibe, if you're more exotic, if you like things that are really different like Prada, or if you are more of like the girl next door type and you're looking to wear like a pair of white sneakers every day, I'm definitely going to throw out a variety of shoes here just to capture a bunch of different styles. But I think that the main point that I want to make in this category is that you want to start to put some thought into again carrying that luxury brand into everything that you do across multiple occasions. So don't just have one pair of shoes, have shoes that you wear to different occasions, different places, so that people see you in different modes, always in luxury, always thinking about your appearance, always really investing in that. Now, obviously, there are some very good recommendations here for the more girl next door type with the Louis Vuitton front row sneakers, especially in white instead of monogram. I think those are very trendy. I also would suggest if you like flat sneakers, these Fendi pair as well as the Gucci Ace sneakers. As much as people feel like, oh, like those are so like I don't know, like 2017, 18 maybe, a little dated, I definitely still see them quite often because white shoes are all the rage right now, especially in summer. Um, I think that if you're more like the dad sandal type, the perfect place for you to go is Chanel. Always, like Chanel dad slides are, in my opinion, iconic. I definitely recommend them. But if you'd like an alternative, there's also, dad sandals by Prada. There's dad sandals by Christian Dior. There's a bunch of, designer sandals that you can wear that are lightly branded for every day, so they're not so in people's face, but they're still carrying that message across. If you're somebody who works more of a corporate job, I would really recommend you not go the branded routes just because you don't really want to wear designer to work. Trust me, I've made that mistake before. So you might want to consider, like a more subtle pair of heels just to wear to work. Or even if you're just the type who wants to wear heels every day, I would really recommend these by Gianvito Rossi for a glamorous everyday look. Finally, ladies, here we are at shoes for evening affairs. Now, I think that when people think like, oh, like I love shoes, I can't get enough of them, what they're mainly thinking about are shoes for the evening, right? People love those like evening high-heeled pumps and sandals and heeled sandals, like all of those glamorous shoes like the Manolos and the, Roger Vivier. All of that sort of designer, I think that it really excites a lot of women. So I'm here to break it to you that you definitely should invest in these shoes. Although I think that you should, again, save your investment so that you're not just spending all of your funds on evening shoes. You should, again, like I'm saying in this video, have shoes that are going to carry you across multiple occasions. So whatever you do every day, to whenever you're traveling to luxury resorts, to whenever you're maybe at the airport even, right? You want to have shoes that are for all of these different occasions. But when it comes to, just shoes for the evening, I would definitely recommend something like these Aquazzura pumps because they are just they're iconic in the way that they're built. People will definitely recognize them, but they are, just so comfortable, so easy to wear. I would say the same thing about these Gianvita Rossi pumps. And again, I think that the fact that they come in such a wide array of color is a huge advantage to wearing them. Manolo Blahnik, obviously iconic, the shoe from Sex and the City. If you've never seen these Manolos, I don't know what you are doing with your life, but these are definitely a glamorous pair of shoes to have for the evening, if anytime you want to dress to impress. I also think that these Dior pumps are iconic. They're recognizable. I think that the ribbon detail in the back makes them such that people know that it's designer in such a subtle and unique way. And same again here for these Saint Laurent pumps, because again, a lot of people don't know what this YSL actually is. So it is kind of low key in that way, but it's also high key. It's so in your face for anybody who does know designers. Now, Cassidy pumps are really for those of you who want that maximum sex appeal, that maximum sort of heel height that you can walk in if you are really looking to dress to impress, especially on a date. I really recommend Cassidy. Stuart Weitzman, again, if you're looking for something that's more in the budget category, but that's also really meant to dress to impress, I would definitely recommend these. They are a red carpet staple, actually. A lot of people wear those on the red carpet because they know that they can walk around in those and not fall. Finally, in this category, this is just for those of you who live in the cold or winter climates, in the United States and beyond, of course, but shoes for cold weather. This also includes those of you who have like a real hobby when it comes to skiing, and that's something that you would like to do, especially as a couple every winter. I would definitely recommend that you invest in a good pair of boots for this, because again, you don't want to get something that is discount or cheap or that doesn't, like carry forward your brand. You want to saturate and make sure that you look elegant, high end, upscale in every area of your life. So if you have, like a harsh winter climate around you, then you definitely want to make sure that you are prepared to dress for that occasion and continue that elegant, leveled up luxury brand in that season as well. So first and foremost, the Chanel boots. Every winter they have, like a different pair of Chanel boots. They might not be in season anymore at the time that I'm uploading this video, but I'm sure that they will do something very similar for this season yet again. Now, these Louis Vuitton boots are more classic, more iconic. The last time that I was in the Louis Vuitton boutique, maybe about a month ago, I was able to see something like this or very similar. So if you're looking for something that is, again, more branded, I would definitely check out those by Louis Vuitton because, again, iconic. And ultimately, again, if you're looking more so in the budget category, just for something that's, more lightly warm, I would suggest these over the knee boots by Stuart Weitzman because, again, Stuart Weitzman is iconic for these shoes. Alright ladies, so that's the end of this video for me. If you've enjoyed it, then please feel free to like and subscribe and check out the rest of the videos on my channel. I will see you in my next video, and until then, I hope that you are able to use this advice to really upgrade your wardrobe, invest in your shoe game, and make sure that you are looking your best in every category of your life. Till next time.